Have you been looking at homes in Oviedo and you're like, I just want to get in the car and drive around and see if we like the area? This is the video. This is the video. I got you. I am going to drive around Oviedo today in my car and just video me going through the streets. I'm Christine McKinley with The Real Estate Chicks, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So many of these videos are dedicated to Oviedo, so if you don't get what you need from this video, go through my other channels about Oviedo. I have a lot of information on the city on my YouTube channel. My goal here is to save you a trip because I have clients every single week call me and go, we just need to make a trip to Oviedo. We need to drive around. We need to go to open houses. We just want to see if we even like Oviedo. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Oviedo and Orlando real estate content. And by the way, in this video, I'm mainly going to be driving around Oviedo on the Park. So I'm going to tour the townhomes, the single family homes right around Oviedo on the Park. And I'm also going to tour one neighborhood that you can still walk to Oviedo on the Park from, which is Kingsbridge. So if you want a specific tour of another neighborhood within Oviedo, please let me know in the comments below. All right, so we are entering into Oviedo right now. I am driving as if we just got off the 417, which if you want to look at a map, you can check out the 417. To the left, we have the Oviedo Medical Center. That is new and beautiful. A little bit hard to see now. They do have an ER, a full hospital, and I've heard really great things about it. And this is the intersection of Aloma, which is also known as 426, which is also known as Broadway. It kind of like turns into different names as we get going. We have our infamous Wawa on the right corner. Everyone was really excited about that Wawa whenever we entered. So just to give you a little bit of information as we're kind of getting through here, if I were to take a left, I would go towards Oviedo High School. If I were to take a right, that street would lead me, 426 would lead me directly into Winter Park, Florida. So this road right here, 426, is a really, really long road. If I were to have taken a right there, that would have taken me into Geneva. So, yeah, that road will get you everywhere. Now, this is the Duda Sod Farm. Florida just had its first freeze, which does not happen very often, but as you can see, the Duda Sod Farm is not looking very grassy right now. But this is a Oviedo family that created this sod farm, and it's kind of one of those picturesque things that kind of feels like you're in Kansas and just reminds you of how small of a town Oviedo used to be. So we're going down the main road. This is now, it was Redbug, and then once we get into Oviedo, it really turns into Mitchell Hammock. On the right, we have an ale house, and then after that, we have the best sushi restaurant in all of Oviedo. People actually come from everywhere all around town to come to that Oviedo sushi restaurant. It's called Sushi Pop, and it is not new. Sushi Pop has been there for over 10 years. I think that they like fly fish in from Japan every single day. That might be something that I made up. I'm not really sure. But I'm first going to show you Oviedo on the Park, which I'm really excited about. All right, so I would say this is our busiest intersection. We have a Chick-fil-A to the right. And if I were to have turned right there, I would be going down towards UCF. So Oviedo backs right up into UCF. So I'm going to take a left to go into the Oviedo on the Park area. And today is a super busy day out in Oviedo. It's a Saturday that I'm filming this, so not sure if that was my smartest move. While we're here at this light, over to the right, these are some brand new apartment complexes, and they have some really beautiful restaurants under them. There's actually a day spa, Violet's ice cream, nothing but cakes, a ramen bar. So I'm turning into Oviedo on the Park now. They do have these little entrances that say that we're at Oviedo on the Park, but if you miss those, you wouldn't necessarily know. So to the right, I have a Starbucks. And then in front of us to the right is some apartment buildings. That is called the Strand. That is part of an apartment complex called the Strand. And the first floor is all restaurants, shops, breakfast spots. So that makes it really nice for anyone who is visiting and maybe wants to get their feet wet, just see Oviedo. You have some really amazing restaurants on the first floor. All right, so this is Oviedo on the Park, and I will say in the winter, these Florida native plants do not hold up that well. I'm filming this in January, so it's a little bit more brown than you might notice if you come here later. I'm gonna take a right. So as you can see, now that I'm taking a right, to the left is Oviedo on the Park. It is a man-made little lake that has a trail around it. And hopefully you can see there's like a splash pad. I'm gonna keep driving so you can see it a little bit better. There's a splash pad here. Again, today it is 70 degrees, which is just too cold for Florida. So no, the water is not running or anything. And I'm coming up, if we can see past these cars, I'm coming up on like the biggest playground. And as you can see, it's covered, which is really nice. There's a lot of kids out there. Super beautiful family moments. And then we have the cultural center and the amphitheater, which the amphitheater is actually on the other side of this building. So on the other side of this building is a big grassy field and a stage, but that cultural center is where all of the comedy shows are. So it's super fun. And then lots of parking here, which is really, really nice. And this is Oviedo Boulevard. So this is another entrance to Oviedo on the Park if you kind of want to come in a little bit differently. And I'm going to show you some of the neighborhoods on this road. Okay, so back on Oviedo Boulevard, absolutely gorgeous area. These oak trees just like hang over everything. These cypress trees are gorgeous. To our left is a 3-story kind of newer build complex. They were probably built in 2017. Those are selling in the mid-4s. They are luxury 3-story townhomes. I have a listing in there right now. It is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom for $475. And that is definitely walkable to Oviedo on the Park. I absolutely love it. And over here are some single family homes. These are David Weekley homes. These were built, I think like 2016, 2017, 2018. These are single family homes. There's not a lot of them. These are walkable to Oviedo on the Park. They are probably average 2,500 square feet, but they're so cute. They're little bungalow-style homes on this side. And then I'm going to show you the other part of the neighborhood. So that was the model home right there. And then they have like a little alley in the back to access the garage. These are selling in the mid 600s and up. And so this is the only other street of the neighborhood. And I just think that they're so cute. So I'm still on the Oviedo on the Park tour. So there's a car behind me, so I'm driving a little bit fast. Sorry, I hope you guys can see this, but I love these. These kind of feel like townhomes, to be honest with you, because they are pretty close together and they have very little yard. A lot of people have just paved the backyard. It's more of like a courtyard, but it's really nice because you are walking distance to Oviedo on the Park. These are truly the only walking distance single family homes in Oviedo on the Park. So they're definitely in demand. They do not come on the market very long. I do have an off-market listing in there right now. So if anyone is interested, please let me know. So we're back at Oviedo on the Park. I'm gonna kind of just do a circle here. Lots of apartments at Oviedo on the Park. These ones over here are not new. They're the oldest apartments at Oviedo on the Park. I forget what they're called. I think they're called Park Place or something like that. Super, super convenient to Oviedo on the Park though. So as you can see, lots of parking. And then we are coming up on like this dog run. They don't call it a dog park, they call it a dog run. I think it's just because it's kind of small, but lots of dogs go there. It's very, very popular. My little black lab grew up on that dog park because I lived at Oviedo on the park at the time, and she loved it. Lots of big dogs, and what's nice is it's turf and not grass, so your dogs don't get dirty. All right, so leaving Oviedo on the park, and I am going to take you through a few of my favorite neighborhoods right in the area. All right, so I'm gonna turn into Kingsbridge West, but this is the outside of it. Absolutely stunning, beautiful, we love it. And Kingsbridge West is a huge, very, very well-known Oviedo neighborhood. I would say the price point can go from probably $500 and up on this side. There is Kingsbridge West and Kingsbridge East. Kingsbridge West is a little bit more elevated than Kingsbridge East. The lots are bigger, the houses are bigger, the houses are nicer. There's just a little bit more space, more amenities, more landscaping, bigger medians. The two neighborhoods really do feel very different. And as you can see, this is just like such a beautiful tree-lined street. Kingsbridge West has a bunch of different neighborhoods within it. So as you can see right now, we are passing Royalwood Estates. And that's kind of just like a sub-neighborhood within Kingsbridge West. I have some really fantastic clients that live in Kingsbridge West, and they just love it. Very tight-knit neighborhood. This is zoned for Oviedo High School, so very much in demand. These homes were built in the 90s and early 2000s. Just looks like a lot of people are outside. I would say most of these homes are 2,500 square feet and up. And I would say that most of them have a 2-car garage and a pool. Some of them are going to have a 3-car garage. Definitely, if you get lucky, you will be spending absolutely $700,000 for a house with a 3-car garage here. But these are just very typical Florida houses. I love them. We have stucco, we have shingle roofs, we have great lot sizes. As you can see, these are probably, you know, 1/4 of an acre or bigger. Lots of parking. Again, I am on the main road, so there's going to be more cars than usual. And there's a lot of pride of ownership here in Kingsbridge West. And inventory is definitely tight in Kingsbridge West. So, all right, I'm going to make a U-E and we're going to find another neighborhood to go find. Okay, so this is Hillcrest Drive. These are some of my absolutely favorite roads. And I'm so sorry I'm doing this tour after we just got our first freeze. These houses are absolutely estate homes. These are on a few acres. No HOA back here. I would say most of these are on at least 1 acre. And I just really like the space that each home has. Let's see, we have some really big houses back here. Lots of green. This area actually reminds me of Winter Springs because this is exactly what Winter Springs looks like. In especially like the Tuscarora neighborhood. Just big lots, lots of space, no HOA. This house is super cool. I love this one. They kind of have like a little bit of land. They kind of have a little bit of a barn or something like that. And I just think it's really, really cute. So back onto South Lake Jessup Road. And again, this is just like old downtown Oviedo area. And I would say that these homes are selling for $850 and up. If you're going to have some land in Oviedo, that's going to make your home so much more expensive because there just is no more land, of course, so that has made the values go up. And then at this stop sign, if I were to take a left, I would end up back at Oviedo on the Park. So I pretty much just did a tour around Oviedo on the Park to show you the townhome communities, the single family homes, the new build, the HOA, out back. And then this is the road that we came in on, Mitchell Hammock Road, and the Duda Sod Farm is out to our right. So as I said, I'm gonna enter kind of my favorite part of Oviedo right now. This is, I don't know what area we call this. I don't think there really is one. This is just like old Oviedo. And this is no HOA area. Now, one person had a few acres and sold their land to a David Weekley builder. And they built Evans Square. I absolutely love these houses. I think that they're so cute. I can drive through the neighborhood. But these are newer builds. They're huge houses, bungalow style with a detached garage. A lot of them have still a big yard and a pool. I'll take you through this neighborhood because this neighborhood's really nice. And the original owner, they decided to keep that house. So these new construction homes are built around that house. I can show that to you as well. See, these are big houses. But all of these houses are like the new updated version of that house. And actually we're coming up on it right now. So the Evans family had this house here. And see, it's just a red brick house. It's an old house with a detached garage. Well, they kind of make it hidden, but let me go around it a little bit. And we are turning right onto Lake Jessup Drive, which is so this is the house that all of that Evans Square neighborhood is built kind of like in memorial of. This is the Wheeler Evans house. It's still a home, still a home for an Oviedo family. But as you can see, they've kind of built that neighborhood around it with a tribute to those homes. So this whole area, besides Evans Square, which we were just at, is no HOA. Welcome back. I hope that you liked that tour. If you have any questions about any of these homes, any of these properties, any of these neighborhoods, or anything about Oviedo, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. And if you're coming into town and you're looking at homes in Oviedo and you need a tour guide, I am your girl. Contact me for Oviedo Homes. Bye.